Hello, everyone. Welcome to Body Bags. I'll be your reviewer for today. I'm Lonnie from Tats, and yeah, here we are. We're back with another label week, and we're doing Scream Factory again. Um, I'm trying to remember. I think last time I did either. I think I did like Carrie, and I think I did a fill-in. I think I did Trick or Treat. Anyway, who cares, right? Let's get on with today's review. Anyway, the one that I'm reviewing is if you're subscribers to my old channel, yeah, you probably know I've already done this one before. But the one I'm reviewing today is Elvira's Haunted Hills, and this is from 2002, I believe. Let me just check real quick. No, 2001. Oh no. Anyway, sorry, I'm wasting time. Anyway, so Elvira's Haunted Hills. And, you know, mainly when I did my video on my own channel, really what I did was I just, did what I usually do, which is I review you know, the release and everything else. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but I didn't really like talk too much about the movie, which is, one of the reasons why I wanted to do a second video was because, I talked about the release. Now I get to talk about the movie. And I am so happy that this finally got a Blu-ray release, and Scream Factory really knocked it out of the ballpark with this. There was one little thing though that bothers me, and I'll get to that. But the story is pretty good, and I will say it's not as good as Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, but still, this movie is a lot of fun, and I definitely recommend watching it. This movie really has my seal of approval, and if you get a chance, pick this up and see it. But the story is pretty good, and it is a comedy first and foremost. Okay, there are pratfalls, there are sight gags, there's breaking the fourth wall, there's all that fun stuff, and of course with Elvira, even the title, Elvira's Haunted Hills. Kind of wonder what those haunted hills are that they're referring to, but anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of boob jokes in it. Elvira, you're gonna get boob jokes. So the story is pretty basic. What it is, this movie is very much a love letter to the Roger Corman, Edgar Allan Poe, Vincent Price movies. Okay, and you're going to see that. Like I said, this movie is a comedy. It does poke some fun, but you could tell there is so much love and so much respect for the Corman, Price, Poe films. The three main ones that they use are The Tomb of Lygia, Fall of the House of Usher, and The Pit and the Pendulum. Okay, and even if you look at you'll definitely get the idea from the original poster art there. So yeah, so that tells you right there that they're definitely going for Pit and the Pendulum. So it's in the 1800s, and we're in Romania, and Elvira and her French maid Zuzu, they're, in the beginning of the movie, Elvira's having a bad dream where she's being, walled alive, buried, kind of like sealed up in a wall alive. Okay, I swear, I promise, I can talk. But, she's being walled up, very much like Cask of Amontillado. And I think I said that right. Anyway, so she wakes up, and then turns out that her and her French maid Zuzu, they're staying in a little inn, and the innkeeper is mad because they didn't pay, so he's busting through the door and everything else, the Shining style. And so the two of them, they book out, without paying and stuff. So they're walking along, and they get picked up, by this coach, and turns out that the man in the coach is a doctor, and he's going to this castle, and it is Castle Hellzebus. Okay, so the doctor, they get there, of course, you get some, hijinks, more boob jokes, things like this. But they get to the castle, and then, it's very like ominous and very kind of weird atmosphere and stuff like this. And then we meet Lord Vladimir Hellzebus. What the hell is wrong with me? I just can't talk today. Lord Vladimir Hellzebus, played by Richard O'Brien, the co-creator of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, played Riff Raff, musician, just an amazing guy, and he's great in this movie too. And Lord Hellzebus, he is pretty much a mishmash, an amalgam of all the characters that Vincent Price played in the Corman Poe Price films. So, and he's got that thing from House of the Fall of Usher, where he can't, he's very sensitive to sunlight. Or was that Tomb of Light? Yeah, I get those confused. But he wears the same glasses that like Vincent Price wore in that movie. He can't take loud noise. His eyes are very sensitive to sunlight and stuff like this. So, as a matter of fact, you can see like there he is right there. So, going through all this trouble to explain, it's right there. So, of course, Elvira, very similar. The storyline is quite a bit similar to Mistress of the Dark. In Mistress of the Dark, Elvira, she's on her way to perform a big show, and it's like the biggest thing in the world to her. It means more to her than anything. Her main goal in this movie, same as Mistress of the Dark, she wants to, by hook or by crook, get to her show and perform. That is her ultimate, just the one thing she wants more than anything else is to get to her show and perform, right? So, and of course, she's stuck in this situation that she's doing her best to get out of. And horror ensues and comedy ensues and everything else. And, it turns out that Lord Elizabeth, his wife died, but, did she really die? Is she alive? Is her spirit haunting the castle? And he's descending into madness and things like this. And then, of course, Elvira, she's just all about getting out so she can go perform her show. But she does, in true Elvira style, she manages to find a really handsome, good-looking guy. This case, his name is Adrian. He's, buff and muscular and everything else, which kind of funny considering, what we learned about Elvira recently, or Cassandra Peterson recently, but still, it's the character. I get it. But so, Elvira decides to, she decides to occupy herself with the stable boy Adrian for a while. And there is a really fun joke in this movie, which, they say in the bonus features, like they tried it, but they weren't sure if it was going to work, but it turned out it worked out pretty well. And it does. It really does. Now, the thing about Adrian is that kind of what ended up happening is when they made the movie, the actor that they got was Romanian and he couldn't speak English. So they kind of figured he would just say his lines in Romania, and then when they came back, they would dub his voice in English and everything. But they came up with the idea of, well, what if when we dub his lines, we dub it so that it, whatever he says, it comes out sounding wrong, like the sync is off. And she said that, according to Cassandra Pierson, she got the idea because, from like the kind of like the Italian, kind of like, I guess like Steve Reeves, Hercules movies and things like this. And honestly, it's hilarious. It's a really funny joke. And so now, Elvira's stuck in this situation. Elizabeth, he's getting more and more unhinged, and I don't want to give away. That's the hard part about doing these reviews sometimes. It's like, you're trying to explain the movie, but at the same time, you don't want to give away too much, for those who haven't seen it. So it's kind of like, it's that little battle. So, but anyway, so Elvira's got to try to figure out a way to overcome this situation and get out and get to where she needs to go so that she can perform her show, because Elvira, her number one passion in life is to be a performer. And so there you go. But like I said, this movie, maybe it's not as good as Mistress of the Dark, but you know what? It's still really, really good. And I definitely recommend it. It's very, very funny. And it is amazing. I mean, for a movie that was made on such a low budget, the production value on this movie is amazing. The sets that they build, the locations that they use, this movie is absolutely stunning, which is one of the reasons why, as soon as this came out on Blu-ray, I snagged it day one. And then I had to review it on my channel because I was just blown away because, for almost 2 decades, all we had was the Anchor Bay DVD, and even that looked pretty good, but this is such a step up. And just like I said, it's amazing what they did with so little money. And, just the movie looks gorgeous. It's beautifully photographed. It's so beautiful and elegant looking the way it's done. And it very, very much looks and feels like the Corman Poe, Vincent Price movies. And it's amazing how they were able to capture that essence and that feel and the atmosphere of those movies. And sure, there are a couple of jokes. There's like a matte painting joke that it especially looking at high definition doesn't look so good. But when you see the kind of joke that they made, that it is intentionally kind of made to look bad in a way because it's made to look like one of those like really bad, one of those really bad like matte paintings, from like Pit and the Pendulum or something like that. But I would definitely recommend this movie. It is so funny. It is so good. And one thing that really just bugs me is like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the Elvira show, Elvira's movie Macabre and all that other kind of stuff, and it's great. And, when she does television specials and all that kind of stuff, it's great. I love it, to death. And, I'm a big supporter of Elvira. Loved Elvira ever since I was a kid. And yeah, I'm not going to lie, like probably just about everybody. I too was one of those boys. It's like yeah, Elvira's definitely a crush of mine growing up. It's like oh yeah, yeah. I liked Elvira. Same as pretty much just about everybody. But still, this movie is really worth a watch, and you got to get this. Okay, I mean, oh my God, if you love Elvira, if you're a fan of hers, check this out. If you haven't seen it, you're really gonna laugh. You're gonna have a good time, and you're absolutely going to be blown away by the love and the respect and the care that they put into this movie to pay homage and love and tribute to the Corman Poe, Vincent Price movies. Anyway, so now we talked about enough about the movie. We're going to get into this. Now, one thing that was really a disappointment, and I mentioned this on my other, video that I did on my channel. Okay, you notice here, look at this beautiful slipcase that we got. We didn't get the slip cover, we got the slip case, right? Nice, sturdy, beautiful the way that's done, right? And the thing was when this came out on Blu-ray, this came out right exactly at the same time that Scream Factory was putting out the Halloween 4Ks, Halloween 1 through 5 4Ks. And those ended up coming in these same kind of slip cases as well. So I was thinking, maybe this is the sign of something new. Maybe this is something Scream Factory is going to start doing. Maybe for the collector's editions anyway, they're going to kind of do away with the slip covers and we're going to get into these good slip cases now. And that would have been awesome. That would have been so good, to have a beautiful row of these lined up on your shelves. Oh my God. Yeah, that would have been sad to be not to be the case. Okay. They did it for the 5 Halloween movies. They did it for this, and they haven't done it since. Which, to me, that's kind of heartbreaking, but it is what it is. But anyway, still, this is a gorgeous edition. And you only get a couple of new bonus features. Most of the bonus features on here are, bonus features that were carried over from the Anchor Bay DVD. The new features are restoration from a 4K scan of the original camera negative. So actually, I'm kind of surprised that, they restored it for 4K. Kind of surprised they didn't just go ahead and do the 4K while they were at it. I don't know. Of course, now they'll be like, well, so that way we can make you buy it again down the road. And also a new introduction by Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. It's a very funny introduction. But the rest of the bonus features are what carried over from the Anchor Bay DVD. You got audio commentary with Cassandra Peterson, Mary Scheer, Mary Jo Smith, and Scott Atkinson, and director Sam Irvin. You got Making of featurette. You got Transylvania or Bust featurette, interview with actor Richard O'Brien, outtakes, and a photo gallery. So you get a couple of new bonus features, but anyway, so you got this. This is the outside of your case, and then of course it's Scream Factory, so you get your, reversible cover art. So then there's the disc art there. Give me 1 second, and of course, as we all know, it's Scream Factory, so it's the same thing, so you get the cover art that's the same thing on the slip cover, so anyway, but this really is a really nice edition, and the picture quality on this is fantastic, and oh my God, you could tell. And like I said, this was a movie, even when it was just the Anchor Bay DVD, it looked really nice, but this Blu-ray really is an improvement, and I know it's a little bit on the pricey side, but you know what? For what this movie is and how good it is and what you're getting for it, it's worth it. It really is. And, maybe at some point you might be able to luck out and see if they get, a sale of going some kind, or maybe you can find it marked down, like in a record store or something like that. But I would definitely recommend picking this up. So it's a really good movie. I'm really happy to have it. So glad after all these decades is almost 2 decades, So really, really glad I was finally able to upgrade my DVD to Blu-ray, and Scream Factory did a great job. I don't know if anybody else had ever had any kind of issues with their Blu-ray or anything like that, but mine is just, I have no issues. Everything's good. The picture quality is stunning. They did such a good job. The sound quality is great. So yeah, I can't really say enough good things about this. So I'm really happy to have this. And at least until, when they decide that they're going to, re-release this on 4K, and then I'm probably going to have to turn around and buy it again. But anyway, for the time, I don't know. I don't know. It's like if they do end up re-releasing this on 4K, you better put it in one of these slipcases. I don't know. I may just decide, you know what? I'll just stick with this, If it just comes with just a regular slipcover, I may just stick with this because this is good enough. So anyway, so that's pretty much it. Yes, Elvira's Haunted Hills, definitely check it out, especially if you're a fan of the Corman Poe Price movies. You're going to love it, you're going to laugh, you're going to have a good time, and you're going to be amazed at, just the love and loyalty they show to those films. So anyway, that's it. That's really about all I can say about it. So if anybody took the time to watch this, I thank you for doing it, and I appreciate you for doing it. I'm sorry for whatever the hell reason. I just cannot seem to speak very well tonight, and I do apologize for that. I hope I'm not doing drugs, I promise, okay? Maybe I just need to get some sleep or something. Anyway, so that's it, and take care, everybody. I'll see you next week.